Welcome back to yet another episode of Renegades Ramble.
Yeah, I remember playing Twisted Metal 2 on a little 12.
Yeah, like they were this big, little
built-in
bubble
VCR.
Yeah, had a little VCR in the bottom.
Yeah. Do it again. Why does it always do that?
Your phone is too loud.
Good one, Ron. Good one. Nick, box me. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I said I would bring it out whenever we're going to do another one of these, and here it is, the Neon Genesis Evangelion Perfect Collection. Well, almost perfect collection. Chad, Chad himself has a copy of, or has one of the discs. It's actually disc number 1. I gave it to him for him to watch it, and he never gave it back to me. He said it's at his parents' house, but in the meantime, I have it replaced with this. The End of Evangelion. This is the movie version. This is the movie ending of this series that Hideki Anno made after people were so pissed off at the last 2 episodes of the original series. And, well, see, we won't be able to use these until episode 5. So, right now we're watching these online, and whenever we get to episode 5, we will watch them the legit way, son. That's right, we're going to watch them with the, in the format that they were meant. Show them the front part there that's got the nerve emblem on it. Yeah, look at that. That's the Perfect Collection, by the way, not the Platinum Collection. My friend's got the Platinum Collection.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I like the gigantic red eyes just staring at you. I found that at a bargain bin it was a bargain bin at, it was a thrift store. It was actually a thrift store in my hometown, and I found that, and
Something sticky on this one.
Really?
You take some Google onto that.
Oh, what the heck? I wonder who did that. So yeah. That's my box set, which I'm very happy about. I'm very proud of.
Just set that there and leave it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, let's actually get the eyes like staring at him, like this gigantic red eyes, just like looking right at the camera, just like.
Yeah, when we bring the video up, it'll be covered up, but oh well. I can sit
there
yeah,
well yeah. Actually, let me. Yep.
Boop. Oh well.
But
could do this.
Oh, that actually.
It's half covered up there.
Actually, hold on.
It's creeping out from behind the couch.
Right here. There we go. There we go. Now you can see the red eyes. All right. So let's actually get this started. Let's get it on screen. And let's see what happens in episode 3. Here we go. Hey, Shinji. How are you?
Oh yeah, we switched to sub, by the way.
Yeah, but
I requested it.
That
Dirt.
Hurt. Good God, he sounds like me whenever I was working at a call center.
Yeah, he really doesn't seem to like his new job very much.
No, neither did I.
He's just like, this is boring. I hate this.
Yeah.
Me in the meantime, I would be like, dude, this is bitching. Yeah. It's like introverts like to be social with a small group of people on occasion, but it's like if you get to the point where you want to be by yourself, then like you want to be by yourself for a while, you know?
True.
Like if I do things constantly with other people for days and days and days, like occasionally I just need to stay home for a little while and just do some shit by myself. Yeah. Usually I work on a Gundam or something. Sometimes I'll just play games by myself.
Uh-oh. Shinji. Jesus! Just like opening up a hornet's nest. I don't think he's used to all this attention. He's just like overwhelmed. He's like, I don't know what to do.
I'll be like,
Too many people.
I'll be like, excuse me. Excuse me.
Hey,
I have to poop.
Back up. Just back it up now. A little back it up won't hurt nobody. Oof. Oh, yeah. Damn. I've taken a few voluntary shots. Just, no fighting back or anything like that. Just...
I'm surprised they don't already have skyscrapers like built to do that kind of shit nowadays, just with the threat of like possible nuclear attacks and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess maybe they think it'd be too expensive.
I'm sure it would be expensive. Some dumbasses are gonna get themselves almost killed, it looks like.
Yeah.
It's a long boy.
Huh?
It's a long boy.
Yoink.
So I'm gonna say her name just because I already know a little bit about the characters in the show, just their names mostly, but what happened to Rene?
I think she just went, I think where she's still
She
recovering.
was like, I'll go.
Yeah, she's still recovering, so she's not capable of fighting yet.
Oh, I keep forgetting they're like biomechanical. I was like, the underside of like under the like top layer of the robot looks fucking weird, but I guess it's because it's kind of like tendons and flesh and shit.
Well, yeah, it's the purple and green you see are predominantly its armor. Ow, ow. And it is dead. Let me play among the stars.
Wait, rewind real quick.
Sure.
So is it? Wait, too far. To the be continued screen.
Oh.
So that would be. Is that Suzuku? Suzuku? Okay. Yeah.
I think so.
I was just like, I know those symbols, I just can't remember exactly what the Doc 10 on Su would.
In case you all haven't figured
I'm
out,
pretty sure.
he's studying kanji.
I'm trying to figure it out. Well, no,
Or you're studying Japanese, rather.
Japanese in general. Like, I've got hiragana basically down. Katakana I'm still working on, but I've got like half of them at least.
Okay.
And then there's several kanji that I've learned, but not nearly enough to. Usually when I see something that's written like half in kanji, I'm just like, I recognize like 2 of those at best. Yeah.
I get that. And let's see. We are I'm just seeing exactly where we are with this. Okay.
Man, some of the I'm assuming it's probably like a dialect type thing, but like a lot of the words in Goblin Slayer I was actually picking up on finally. And then this time around, though, like I didn't pick up on like anything hardly.
Well,
like I said, just Shinji basically is the only thing I picked up on this.
I think it has to do with the setting, because whenever you have a setting like this, where it's set in Japan, everything is Japan, all the characters are Japanese and all this, they're going to speak as close and fluent to like real Japanese as possible. Whereas when you see something like Goblin Slayer, they throw in slang and they throw in other dialects and stuff like that, because you have to associate that this is a big, broad, vast world. This isn't a offshoot of Japan. This is an example of like pristine Japanese living and all that. This is like upper echelon, and all the people who speak in this universe have a very well-defined and a very well-spoken Japanese dialect.
Oh, whereas, yeah, you just reminded me. I did pick up one thing, which was is like class representative, and she's like, Nani?
Nani?
But yeah, that's easy. That's an easy one.
Yeah.
She's like, what? What do you want?
Like, wait, what? So, yeah, in this episode, Shinji got ousted as the new pilot, got his clock cleaned twice, and saved...
Pulled it off by the seat of his pants.
Yeah, by... Yeah,
so...
The luck of the Ira... Oh, wait, that doesn't work.
I don't... Like, we didn't see the group of dudes that I was just like, these guys' English voice actors just completely are annoying me because they all sound so off from what they look like.
That's nerve.
But I did seem to like this better anyways. I like the one girl better. She's less obnoxious in this version.
Well, yeah, Allison Key... Well, keep in mind, now the dub version you saw was done by Gainax, and they've had some questionable ones in the past. The Funimation dub of Rebuild... of Evangelion, if we ever do the Rebuild series, I'd like to do that to build up to them completing it, because in 2020, I really hope Anno releases it before then. I hope it's next year. I hope he's just putting 2020 as a tentative date, and like he's just like, surprise, July something of 2019. I hope that's the case. I don't think it will be, but knowing Anno, he's going to do what he wants to do. But for me,
the other thing that I learned this episode, by the way, was that I was wondering about how the angels were going to be. Like, were they all going to be kind of like bipedal, like?
Oh,
you know, like,
no, they vary up. They vary.
Yeah, and I kind of like that. I like the idea of there being like different kinds of like monsters, basically, for them to fight, like different designs, because it's like, oh, cool. Like, I have something to look forward to, because. Like, I'll be able to be like, that's my favorite one because it was the coolest looking and stuff like that at some point.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's some wicked designs in this, dude.
And there's just certain things that, like, the more I, like, you know how I said I give it, like, 3 episodes before I judge it? Like, I'm definitely going to say after 3 episodes, I have enough questions that I want to know the answers to that I'm definitely on board for this. Just because it's, like, it's left a lot of, like, it's raised a bunch of interesting questions.
And plus,
like, I want to know what the angels are, where they come from, like, you know,
what their origin is.
Yeah, like if they have some sort of agenda, or if they're just like, you know, mindless, like,
random monsters.
Yeah, killing machines. I want to know more about what they were saying with the origin to, like, how they got to like this sort of almost post-apocalyptic type future. Is like, it doesn't look like it's completely post-apocalyptic, but apparently some event happened with a meteor.
Well, yeah,
I'm assuming there's a good chance that could be linked to the angels too.
Well, yeah,
you melted an ice cap and shit. Yeah,
yeah, you heard the teacher talk about, you know, a meteor crashed into the Arctic polar ice caps and thus melted the ice and flooded the planet.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all we know so far.
And then obviously I know that Ray and Asuka are 2 more pilots in this, and still haven't seen them yet.
Well, you've seen Ray.
Well, yeah, but still haven't seen them in action yet.
True.
And kind of like excited to see whenever that comes into play and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Asuka, I'll say this about Asuka: you'll either love her or you'll hate her. Because from a lot of people, like I watched the English dub of this, and at first I did not like her. She's not your archetypical tsundere. That's one thing that people want to throw her under the bus as, is just she's your stereotypical tsundere. No, she's actually got a lot more gusto to her that people don't give her credit for. And
well, a long time ago, somebody, I can't remember who, but it was at a convention, and somebody was talking to me about different anime and stuff, and they brought up Evangelion, and they were talking about how Asuka was like a character that they didn't like at first, and then they became like she became like one of their favorite characters eventually. And she's like, yeah, I actually have an Asuka cosplay somewhere. I just haven't worn it in a while.
It really varies from person to person.
Yeah.
Me, I at first hated her, and I grew to actually feel sorry for her. Whereas I know some people would watch her and just be like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. She's awesome and all this. And it's just you see, we'll watch this all the way through, and if you want to watch the end of Evangelion, the movie ending, which we have right here,
I'm sure if we get all the way through this, I'll probably be like, might as well.
Yeah, because according to Anno, he has no real say. He hasn't really said which is the canonical ending. He said because...
Is he more just like, pick the one you like?
Yes.
Type thing? That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and...
At least he's not like, I definitely say that I want it to be this one, you know? He's just like, well, yeah, like...
Well...
Obviously, I did it one way to start with, but if you like the other way better, then you keep that as your headcanon, basically. So...
Do you know what happened at the end of Evangelion, Neon Genesis Evangelion, after episode 26 finished, and there was no episode after? Do you know what happened to Anno? He
got death threats and shit.
A shit
what
ton.
I've heard. Yeah.
A shit ton of death threats. Like, holy hell, the amount of death threats he got was massive. And actually, there's clips in this. Like, during, like, certain scenes, they flash on the screen very fast. And if you pause, you can actually see them and read them. Yeah. And some of them are, like, heinous. There's a few on there that's just like, I hope you die, Anno, and I hope all of your kids die with you. It's like, Jesus, man. It's like, what did the kids do to deserve that? Nothing.
Some people are just assholes.
Yeah.
I understand you were very invested in this series and you wanted it in the way that you wanted it to end and shit, but you gotta understand that if you want something to work a certain way, you gotta do it yourself, man.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's ever gonna be able to please everybody.
No, a lot of people said the same thing about Seinfeld. Seinfeld, everyone wanted it to end their way. Everyone had their mental picture of how they wanted it to end.
It's a goddamn comedy sitcom.
Yeah, and Larry David, like...
It's got a fucking laugh track on it. I mean,
yeah.
Goddamn, how seriously do people take shit? Like,
you'd be surprised. Dude, there's people who are on Tumblr who attribute their life on Tumblr as their life.
Dude, like, I couldn't imagine, like, Claudio, like, putting out, like, the ending to, like, the Amory Wars. He's basically into the Amory Wars, but, like, the ending to, like, his universe and shit, and me just being so fucking unhappy with the ending that I sent him an angry letter. I'm like, fuck you, Claudio, I hope you die. Like, I couldn't imagine that.
Jesus.
Like, I mean, just, even if I was, like, really disappointed with it at most, I would be like, not what I hoped for, but, like, it's really cool that you went through and did all this and got it to the end and stuff, like, awesome.
Yeah. Well, fair enough.
Thank you for the memories and the journey, It's like, it's not about the ending, it's not about the destination, it's about the trip.
It's the journey, not the destination, yeah. Quick question, have you seen Breaking Bad?
Yes.
All the way through?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people were upset with the ending of Breaking Bad at first, but then when they realized just how much it meant to the cast and everything for it to end the way it did, eventually people were just like, I understand now, and that's actually really cool.
I immediately liked the ending. I was like, yeah.
I thought it was.
I was like, this is one of the
damn near
sickest
perfect
series I've ever seen. I was like, I'm glad that they ended it when they did instead of like dragging it on and letting it run into the ground.
Yeah, it ended damn near perfect in my opinion.
Yeah.
I honestly couldn't think of a better ending.
I was trying not to predict what happened, I was trying to just be like, I'm excited to see what they're going to do. Like, what are they going to do? And it's like, oh shit.
Actually,
I was like, oh man.
Actually, my dad and my stepmom, they got into it late. I'd been watching since around season 2.
Oh, I watched it late too. I watched it after it was all done.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. They got into it just after season 4. Actually, no, it was just after the first half of season 5, and then they'd watched all the way up to season 4's ending, but they couldn't get the other 8 episodes of Breaking Bad anywhere. So what I did was I burned a DVD copy of it and I put it under the Christmas tree as from WW. And they open it up and they're just like, from WW, and then
Walter White.
And then and they didn't get the reference at the beginning because it's very lightly mentioned early on. But then, by the end of the first half of season 5, when Hank is sitting on the crapper and he looks at to WW, my star and my perfect silence, and is just like, and he put it together. And after that, I got a call from my dad and said, "You sly son of a gun." And I'm just like, "You're welcome." And I actually went over to his house and we watched the premiere of the second half of season 5. That was fun. Oh, yeah, there's... in terms of this episode, there was actually a few things that were added in the Rebuild movie that I'm glad they added in because it actually added a little bit more character depth to certain people in this. I'm not going to give away who or anything like that, just in case we are interested in doing that in the future. But let's just say it's pretty significant, and it actually adds in a way that a lot of people were just like, I can't believe they didn't do that in the original. That makes so much more sense now.
Is the Rebuild just basically a recut, like, of
No,
the entire series?
No, well, okay. The first movie is episodes 1 through 6, I believe. Okay. Episodes 1 through 6 condensed together. They cut out some of the fluff in the middle, and they have the predominant story arcs with some extra stuff added in. And where things really start to divert is the second movie, where it really starts to divert because, you have your original series. If it's, this timeline here, then then Rebuild of Evangelion follows along first movie, second movie, end of second movie, and then we're off in a completely different timeline from then on. Okay. And the third movie actually shocked people with how different it was from the original plotline that people got mad. You see, there were people who were mad that the first one was too similar to the original. And
then there's people that's mad that later on it's too different.
Yeah, and it's just like, what do you want?
Like I said, you can't please everyone.
No, you can. And that's
it's like, keep that in mind, comment section. You ask us to do one thing, read through the comments for a little bit, and you'll see tons of people asking us to do the exact opposite of what you're asking us
Exactly.
to do.
Exactly.
It's hard. Like, it's difficult. We do what we do the way we do it because it's just the way we do it, and
that's the best we can do.
If you give small suggestions, we can maybe look at them and be like, all right, that's probably something we can do. But when you're like, you need to do something completely the opposite the way you're doing it right now, it's like, well, there's a lot of people that keep saying that we don't need to be doing that completely the opposite of the way we're doing it right now.
Yeah.
Or if we tried it sometimes, there's a lot of people who do say don't do it that way. It's like, you can never please everyone.
No, that's a lesson I learned a long time ago, and I stopped trying.
Yeah.
Not that I stopped trying making videos. No, I'll always make videos. But I stopped trying to please everybody, and instead I just put out there what I wanted. And if it was stuff that people didn't want to watch, then I wouldn't be in the position I am now. Mm-hmm. But because people want to watch what we have to say and watch what we're interested in, then honestly, that's on them. That's on people to watch us. I mean, it's not me having an inflated opinion of myself. It's just how art works. I mean,
yeah,
it's just like Warhol.
It's just realizing after a point that, like, I gotta just stick with something, and 50% of people are gonna be like, I don't really like that, but the other 50% of the people that do, like, they're here for that reason. So
it's just like Tony. There was a conversation going on about comedy and everything. If you piss off 99.9% of the population, but yet you make that 0.1% of the population laugh, then you've done your job. Personally, I believe that. I believe that because, to me, how comedy works is you have to have... in order for something to truly be declared hate speech, it has to be something that truly inspires violence. That's by me saying, I want you to go out and kill insert, denomination or insert ethnic group here. That's hate speech. Whereas someone who is telling a joke, and that joke is a little bit risque. Case in point, Swagger, when he told the knee gears story.
Yeah,
that's good humor in my opinion, because
he was like even in that case, he was on the line. He didn't really actually say the word.
No, I know, but
it was like he was just making fun of the fact that they had somebody there that technically wasn't Grizzy, or is it
It's
Grizzy?
It's Grizz.
Isn't he black?
Yes, Grizzy is black.
Yeah, so he's allowed to say it. Technically, according to all the people that talk about it, they're like, if you're white, you're not allowed to say it. If you're black, you can get away with it. He could have got away with it, but he wouldn't.
Yeah.
He was just poking fun at the situation that, like, he wouldn't even say it. And so he didn't actually even say it. He just made a joke about it.
Yeah, and you see, it
was funny.
There were
so
many people out there who were pissed off about that. It's just like, you do not have the right to say that. And Swagger's just like, I did. Come at me.
Plus,
bro.
the editing was great. Like, I mean, it made it feel like the whole point of the original joke. It was like, here's this meme for reference. This is what we were trying to get him to say. It's like, oh, he won't say it. It's like, okay. And then like, and then it felt like it switched scenes and they weren't any longer on that scene. And then it came out of fucking left field and it's just like,
you son of a bitch.
It's like, that's what they were doing. And that's what he was doing there. That's fucking awesome.
As soon as Ben and I had the same revelation. As soon as he started talking about cogs, I'm just like, oh no.
I didn't put 2 and 2 together. So I was sitting there thinking, I was like, I've not heard of them putting actual gears in it. Like, I mean, Chance got metal rods in his ankle when he broke his ankle, but I've never heard of like gears.
I guess you can say
that's just what my brain was sitting there doing, and then he comes out with that, and I just fucking lost it. I was just like, oh.
We all did.
Oh!
Yeah, I go, Ben throws that up in the air, and I start dying.
Yeah.
You were dead before either of us were.
Yeah.
You were just like, you had your face covered up.
It was fucking hilarious.
I know, it was really good. So, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We talked about bullshit. But hey, that's normal for us. So, anywho, let's call this recording session to an end. If you want to watch the original unedited, or the full unedited version of this, feel free to click in the link down below to our Patreon. There'll be a link down there to where you can sign up and watch this and all the other stuff that we have for free. So, all the other stuff that we have on there, so you can check that out. And I guess until next time, signing off. I'm Nate.
So cool. I'm Nick.
And we will see you later, everybody. A peace out.